Planning Commission.
All right, welcome to the Sci-Fi Express Lane. Jeff Carroll, writer. I was about to say comedian. If you know me, I'm a comedian. But writer, sci-fi writer, filmmaker, comic book dude, you name it. I'm about to change the format up of this because my son said 15 minutes is now too long. So I'm going to have to try to go 7 minutes. That's going to be crazy because you know how I'm long-winded. But, you know, we'll make it work. It's about reaching people. All right, part venting, part reaching people. Well, today my topic is the collaborativeness of getting product out. Whether it is music, getting your song out, whether it is books, getting your book out, whether it's comic books, or the biggest one, I say film, because it kind of involves all of them. I likened it to marriage, right? I have friends that will never sign any kind of deal with a record company. They are devout independents, right? And they will never do it. And record companies are the enemy to them. And I have friends that, wow, you know, will never, do not want a book publishing deal. They then against that totally. You know, I have comic book friends that are not into what do you call it, publishing deals with comic books. And there's a bunch of people that are straight independent filmmakers. And I get it. There's an energy of independence in that, which is fueled by the need and want to tell your uninterrupted story. And that is a core. But then there's the other core, which is, you know, they'll steal from you, you'll never get paid. And to me, that is a conspiracy theory, right? And even the one where, you know, they're going to mess your story up, that's sort of a conspiracy theory as well. Although both of those happened, this bunch of musical artists, you know, Prince was devout at, you know, fighting to get his rights and get his money back, you know. But there was artists before him that got their rights and never lost them. You know what I'm saying? And to me, it's all about the artist. It's not necessarily even knowing your worth. It's your artist understanding your worth, or how to put that in a way where people can get along with it. Then there's also, you know, partnering with the right people. And then I'll say this, and this is not a diss to anybody, because it's something that everybody can get, and that is lawyers. You know what I'm saying? Getting your contracts looked over, understanding what they are, and being creative. I mean, some people feel that a prenup would prevent you from getting married, and there's really not that. Now, I'm speaking as a person who don't have a prenup, right? But I didn't have a lot of money. There was nothing really to worry about. And contracts are for people that have things to worry about. If you have a lot of money, if you have a film property, and, you know, film can make a lot of money, books and music, you know, you have something like that, you know, it's not that you can't make an agreement, do business with people. It's that you make an agreement and you get a lawyer and you work it. If you in a business where the people are criminal, or they're too big and they're not honest, you check that out. Contracts don't make necessarily people honest. The courts do that, but a contract will clarify and make it difficult for people to be dishonest, to steal from you. Why I think signing a publishing deal, a production deal for a record or for a movie is like being married is because outside of the fear of theft, there's the resistance to collaboration, right? In film, everything is collaborative. Now, I've never made music, so I can't speak to what it's like being in a studio or submitting a beat or a song to a record company, but I'm familiar and I have friends that have done that. And we have talked. I'm even going to send some of my friends this video to get their opinion. You know, am I speaking out of point or whatever? But I know I have made movies. I'm in the process now of selling a script to a production company, enough that I've looked over the contracts, I've negotiated and signed. Everything is done now, so if somebody buys it, it's not me that's going to be in negotiations. It's the people that I signed it with, because now I have my agreement with them. So as more producers come in, they have to honor what those people and I have already agreed on. So my part is done. But I will say that having made movies, having taken investors, having taken producers, that it's collaborative. It's just like, I'm 25 years into my marriage. 25th anniversary is next week. And my wife is Dominican, from Dominican Republic. And we did not do everything the same. So it's like when you're making a movie, you may have two people that have made movies. They don't do everything the same. You serve different things on craft service. You have different production setups. Your days may be different, you know? So it's like, you know, you put dishes in different places in the house. They may be small and petty things, but those are the things that, you know, can really get under somebody's skin. You know, oh, I don't like the fact that you're giving candy. People need to eat healthy on their craft service. Or I don't give craft service at all. Blah, 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 blah. You know, you can disagree on all those things. Then when it comes to your story, I have writers that don't want to do, they're so scared of writing, publishing a film or working with a production company and all that. And I'm like, yo, I'm pretty sure, like, unless you're Beyonce or Jay-Z, or top songwriter, that the record company is going to have a comment on your song. They're going to comment maybe on a line here and there. They're going to test it. Even Michael Jackson, he did a song, and when the record company tested it, he had said, "Don't me, hate me, Jew me," you know, and the Jewish community took issue with that. That might have been Mike's hardcore feeling, but he had to respond, he had to justify, he had to fight for it. In my films, everybody that wants to be a producer that's going to give me $5, right, wants to comment on something. Now, unless I'm Tyler Perry, unless I'm Spike Lee, unless I'm Quentin Tarantino, they're going to try to say, they're going to offer something. They're going to offer Quentin Tarantino something. They're going to offer Tyler Perry. But those people are so successful in what they do, they gather people who just want to give them money. But for the rest of us, they're going to say, why don't you make her a girl? Why don't you make her a guy? Him a guy? You know what I'm saying? And you'll reach more people. Well, I don't think he should be from the suburbs. I think they're going to offer major things, and they're going to come with statistics to argue it. The actors in the film. Let's look at my man. Oh God, I can't remember his name. Joanna Man. He's a dude, friend of mine, right? But even in my favorite Eddie Murphy joint, Life, he said he saw his character, what it was on paper, and he did not feel it was enough. So he said, yo, this guy's got to have problems when he goes home. So when he got the letter, let's put in there that he's gay. That was his suggestion. Or that, you know, when he sees it, he gets out, he just freaks out and he runs and gets shot and killed. That was his idea. And Eddie was open with it, you know, and let him run out. And that was one of the most memorable scenes. We didn't understand, but this guy was gay. And his family didn't know, and he didn't want to go home all gay now, and he become gay in jail. That was crazy. I don't even know if that was something that happened back then, but he sold it and it worked. Take Tisha Campbell. She's done Martin. She's, the top actress, but she was in Boomerang before Martin, right? Or probably at the same time as Martin. Again, with Eddie Murphy. She had 2 pages, she said. She looked at her lines and said, damn, it's not an impact. She was going with a guy, and she said to the guy, I need some lines. He said, when he have you in doggy style, girl. And she was like, oh my God, that's too, specific. Come on. And she said when she went to the read through, she wanted to spice it up. And she heard her boyfriend's words in her head. And she said, oh, when you have me in doggy style, and Eddie Murphy and them stopped. She said it was quiet for over a minute. And they came back, they were laughing hysterically, and they said, yo, where'd you get that? What made you think of that's beautiful? So film is that collaborative. I remember my editors, they always come, whatever editor I use, whether it's just, even my documentary editor had suggestions. That's beautiful. But if you dead people's suggestions, you just say, yo, it's mine, I'm paying for it, just do it. You miss out on all of those beautiful additions that they'll bring. And of course, it's a slippery slope because you don't want to be all, suggested overload. You don't want people to keep having suggestions and it clogs you down. But same thing with a marriage. You want to have a collaborative marriage. Yo, you had a life, I had a life. How did you fold clothes? How did you put your closet together? Is it a toss-up? All right, we're just going to let, do your closet the way you do. Or are you with somebody that is a control freak? That makes things hard because, I know I come in, I made a hit movie before. I'm going to have something to say. I think I know my people. I know my work. So I'm going to stand up for my work, but I don't want to be combative. I want it to be real collaborative. And that's when film works at its best because film is the writer, the director, the actors, the editor, and even the producers all working together, having something to say. If you want it, it's hard. Even the distributor is going to have a comment on the cover. They might offer a change of title. You know what I'm saying? They change the name of it. They ain't going to change too much of the shooting and the production. Usually films are done before they get to the distributor. But yeah, they're going to have something to say. And I just also feel if you want to be independent, go right ahead. It's very few writers that release their books to millions of sales their opening weekend. Now, if you're Brandon Sanderson or you're Michelle Obama and you're a great writer or a top celebrity, sure. But Jeff Carroll, come on. You know what I'm saying? I might have 15 books, but I'm not Michelle Obama. People's not hanging on the edge of the last book, 100,000 readers, like Brandon Sanderson, over 1 million readers before he released his first Kickstarter. Come on. That's ridiculous. Look at Tyler Perry. Look how many movies. And before he was in the movies, he was a hit playwright. So are you Tyler Perry? Is your film going to do, are you able to get your film out there like Tyler Perry's film? Are you kidding me? So independent, there's a cap. There's a cap. Tyler Perry is a millionaire before he made his first movie. And he invested a lot of that. And when you put a lot of money in there, people give a lot of money. And I can't invest more than 20,000 in my own movie. So it's going to be collaborative just to get the special effects, just to get to a large cast, just to get to a big story. Your story is going to be limited. Your production is going to be limited. Your whole film is going to be limited if you stay independent. And of course, you could do it. Tyler does it. Spike Lee does it. A bunch of people do. I've done it. Almost 5 of my 6 movies were self-productions. I took investments from maybe my wife. That's it. And then the other movie, I took investments from as many people. I put it up on GoFundMe. But so anyway, that's just my piece. It's 15 minutes again. I'm going to find something that I'm going to do shorter. But Jeff Carroll out. Sci-Fi Express Lane. Marriage is like making a movie. Movies are like being married. Like, subscribe, comment. I'm out.